Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Yasmine Simone. Today I'm going to be spilling some real tea, okay y'all? Like, I'm gonna teach you guys how to catfish, point blank. Editing my pictures is the #1 way I get my feed to look so good. I get my pictures just from 0 to 100. If you thought your pictures had potential before, wait until after this video and I promise it'll change your whole picture editing game. You guys are always asking how I edit my pictures. Whenever I edit my pictures, I really want to create a vibe. I really want my pictures to look pretty. I like my lighting to be good. Sometimes I like a little tint, a little filter, a little grain. All that stuff just really transforms your picture. Sometimes it looks like damn near a different picture. Not because I edit my face to look different or anything like that, but like you'd be surprised at how changing the lighting or whitening your background or stuff like that really can take your picture from 0 to 100. So in this video, I'm not going to be showing you guys how I take my pictures just because I didn't really plan to do that, but we'll tell you some tips on how to take a good picture that will really make your editing a lot easier. You don't want to ever have to edit for too long because that's just like a lot. Try to make my pictures look as good as possible, and then once they have that potential to be edited further, then I go there. So the first step to editing your well, not editing, but taking a good picture is definitely lighting. I know you guys probably already know this. Like, don't take pictures in the dark. Like, go somewhere where there's good light, preferably sunlight. Sunlight is always gonna look good. And make sure you get your good angles. Don't take pictures from down here. Make sure your angles are getting caught in the right way. If you have a good side profile, make sure you hit that. Just like, get your angles. And if you're taking full body pictures, make sure you get your poses down. You don't look too awkward because you don't wanna have to edit those things out later. Trust me, it's so annoying. After you have good lighting, you definitely want to make sure your background looks good. One thing I started doing was I noticed a lot of my pictures had like busy backgrounds, and I was always trying to take pictures behind some crusty ass background. I just didn't really care about things like the aesthetics of my pictures. I never really like paid attention until like last year, and I started realizing my pictures look way better when I actually put time and effort into where I'm taking my picture, how I'm taking my pictures. 90% of the time I'm taking pictures of myself on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 7. I have a camera. Everything I use to film is always down below. 90% of the time I use my phone to take pictures. I always use the back camera to take pictures, to take selfies. And if I have someone else take a picture of me, I always, of course, use the back camera. I actually have been using my back camera for years, but I recently figured out that if you get a mirror case on the back of your phone, it makes taking pictures so much easier. I've been getting these mirror cases off Amazon forever. They're just really handy. Aside from taking pictures, having a mirror on your phone is so handy. Like, I never have to like go find a mirror if there's something in my eye, or if I feel like there's something in my teeth, or you know, whatever you might need to use a mirror for. If I have to fix my scarf, I always have this. Even when I do photo shoots and you know, you might be out and about and there's no mirror for you to fix yourself, it's good to just have your phone, and I always have someone hold it, and then I just get myself together and then I'm good. This one's rose gold. I prefer not the rose gold one, like just a regular mirror, but it doesn't really matter. I'll link down below the case that I have, even though they're so cheap. They have them everywhere. Like, it really doesn't matter what kind you get, but this one is actually just a stick-on, so like it's not a full case. It's just like I have this is a separate thing, and then this is a sticker, and I have my culture hijab pop socket right here. This is so cute. How cute is this? I can't live without pop sockets now. Like, comment below if you can't use your phone without a pop socket. Like, when I take this off, I don't know how to hold my phone. I don't know how I ever lived without this thing. I usually use flash. That's another thing. Flash can really take your picture from 0 to 100. Depending on what lighting you're in, I suggest using flash just because I always get the best pictures using flash. That's just me. Just try it out. Like, you have to experiment and figure out what works best for you. Now I'm gonna show you guys how I edit my pictures. Alright, so we're on my phone. That's me and my best friend on my screensaver. As you can see, my phone, I don't organize my apps. I just know where everything is. Everything is cluttered and organized in there. So I don't have like a photos section for my phone. The main 2 apps that I use, well, pretty much the only 2 apps that I use to edit is Facetune and VSCO Cam. Those are pretty much the only 2 apps, and then I sometimes use the Instagram features, but not really that much. Like, it's rare. So I pretty much only use 2 apps. Love to know if you guys use any apps other than these two that I need to know about, let me know in the comments, because I'm always up for editing my pictures and making them look even more good. But for now, these are the ones that I know really well. Funny story actually about Facetune. So I got my first iPad when I was 13. My mom got me an iPad. Like, the new iPad just came out and I was so excited. I downloaded hella games, downloaded all these games, and then I downloaded Facetune thinking it was a game. I thought it was like a makeup, I don't know what I thought it was, face changer game. I thought it was a game. I bought it. Facetune is like $5 and I bought it with my mom's credit card. I was so pissed that it wasn't a game. Like, I was like, what the hell is this? This is not what I expected. I never used Facetune. It just was on my iPad. And you know how Apple, you know, iCloud transfers all your apps. So I always had Facetune ever since I was 13. And I never understood what it was until, I'm pretty sure I taught myself how to use it. Like, once I started playing with it and I figured out what I could do with it, I was like, oh, this is different. I picked up other tips and tricks from other YouTubers, but Facetune is something that you really just need to work with yourself. Yeah, I thought it was a game. It's not a game. It is pretty fun. So I'm gonna go into my photos and basically re-edit a picture for you guys, just to show you how I edit. So let me go to my favorites, Facetune app. So this is a picture we're gonna be editing today. This one got a lot of attention. A lot of people like this picture. So I'm gonna reload this photo because I did edit it some. So basically, I was doing my makeup that day, and in my house, there's like nowhere to take pictures except in my little sister's bedroom. She's like super anal about people going in her room, and like she hates people being in her space. Like, she's a moody teenager, okay? So I don't have good lighting in my room, so I had to go in her room and take my pictures. And as you can see, that the paintings on the wall, she's an artist, so she did those paintings, and I started to sit on her bed and take those pictures, and I'm not ashamed. The first thing I always do for editing my pictures on Facetune is lighten the background. Now, Facetune has a lot of good features. I don't usually use all of them, but I'm not gonna go through every feature right now. I'll just show you the ones I use. But it has a lot of cool ones, like if you have a red eye, there's a feature for that. There's a reshape feature, smoothing. So I'm gonna get into all that later. I usually try to make my pictures look as clean as possible. I think my backgrounds just look super clean and super nice. So I'm going to go into the whitening tool. You can use this for your teeth or anything that you want to whiten. And I'm going to start whitening the background. So as you can see already, it's like a really big difference in the background. And if I'm ever in front of a wall or anything like that, I always do this. Like, I rarely do not do this. This can definitely make a huge difference in your pictures. I find that when I don't do this, my pictures look a lot more dull, look a lot more dark. You don't want that. So you definitely want to brighten up your pictures, and this is one way to do it without adding a filter. Sometimes I don't even add filter. I'll just do this, and it instantly brightens it up. So I'm just gonna go around. I was sitting on her bed, so as you can see, her bedspread is like red or pink or something. And I'm gonna go over the whole background. Don't worry about getting on your body, and you can press this button down here to see what it looked like before. And then I go into erase and just erase any whitening that I got on my body, because you don't want that. This also makes your face and your makeup really pop, so it doesn't like drown out in the rest of the photo. So I'm gonna actually whiten this again because I like my pictures to look super bright. And I like my background super duper white. That looks pretty good. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, if there's anything in your background or the background of your picture you don't want to be there, you can definitely patch it out. So I'm gonna go into the patch tool, and you see that little knob? There's a hook above my head that just was pissing me off because there was no picture hanging from it, so it was just a hook. I definitely want to patch that out, so I'm gonna press patch, and I'm basically going to cover it. So I'm gonna press right here and basically use the wall around it to patch it. And that's literally it. And if I wanted to, I could patch these paintings too. I think I actually did patch them, but I decided to keep them because I thought they were cool. But I patched them at first. I did like this because I didn't really like the pictures at first. But I don't really mind the pictures being there, and honestly it's a lot of work to patch all that because you really want it to look like the wall. I literally sat there and patched all the paintings and it took me like 20 minutes, but then I changed my mind at the last minute and I was like, I like them. Don't be like me, just patch things that are important. So patch that. I think it looks a lot more clean. The next thing I did, I kind of just reshaped the picture. So I pressed canvas and kind of just make the focal point me, basically. So I'm going to kind of get rid of that stuff on the side, her bed thingy, kind of make the picture a little bit more square so that I'm in the center of the picture. So the middle square is on my face. That's really fun. And it kind of brings you in the picture a little closer. Really minor, probably not that important, but that's what I like to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is some face and body stuff. First thing I do is I go into reshape, and in this picture I was slouching a lot. So as you can see, like there's all this back fat and my shoulder, my arms. I have really flabby arms. I need to work out, but I'm gonna go into the reshape tool and I'm going to basically make my back look straighter like I wasn't slouching. Instantly not slouching. And then I'm going to go into refine. So reshape kind of is a more larger effect, and refine is definitely for those more detailed things. This is one thing that I do in every picture that you guys are probably gonna think is really, really weird, but I literally do it in every picture, and I swear to you, my eyelash is falling off. I swear to you, it makes your pictures look so good. I don't know why this one simple thing does this, but it does. So what I do is I go into refine, zoom into my shoulders. I basically lower my shoulders. Okay, not that much, that's a lot. So I'll show you guys what I did again. So straighten my back out a little bit, and then I'm gonna go into my shoulders and kind of lower them. And this makes you look more relaxed. And when I take pictures, I hunch. It's a really bad habit. I hunch and my shoulders look super duper tense, and they make my picture just look super tense. So I like to just lower my shoulders so they're not like this, and this kind of makes my picture look a lot more chill and just relaxed, and I don't look super duper like hunched. So I kind of wanted to fix my scarf, make it a little bit more symmetrical, because I'm not a pro at this scarf style. You guys are all asking for a tutorial and I don't even know how I did this, but I wanted it to look more symmetrical at the top, so I'm going to just use that tool and make it look the way I intended it to look. Alright, that's pretty much all I do for my body. I don't like to alter my face or my body too much. I like my face, I like my body, but there are some things that I would like for them to look a little bit better that exercise can clearly solve. Next thing I do for my face is I'm going to go into the smoothing tool. Now this is the tool that can kind of, everything can go downhill. Definitely don't go overboard with the smoothing tool. So the number one trick I've learned with this is to not swipe. That's how you get that really Play-Doh-y look that a lot of people have when they just over smooth. I don't like doing that. I like to actually leave a little bit of texture on my skin, but the trick to smooth is to tap. So I'm going to press smooth. I rarely ever use smoother, which makes it like super duper smooth, but I'll go into smooth and just tap. So as you can see right here, I have a zit, so I like to go into smoother and get those zits, like really go in. That's really the only time I ever use smoother, is if I have like little zits right here. My forehead is always breaking out. My forehead's breaking out right now. I always have to do this on my forehead. And then as you can see, my highlight looks a little bit textured because of the flash, so I'm just gonna go in there and tap. Tap, 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 tap. Go into my under eye. We know we want that flawless, flat under eye. My lips, they look a little wrinkly. I'm gonna swipe a little bit actually. I like my lipstick to look super like matte. This is before, after. Before, after. As you can see, it just like cleaned up my face a little bit. It didn't really change, you know, my face. It just made everything look a little bit nicer, a little bit more uniform. The next thing I do for my eyes is I'm going to use details. This is one of my favorite tools to use. It just kind of makes everything pop. So I'm gonna go into details. First thing I'm gonna do is details my necklace because I really want that to pop. You just use details on whatever you want to just really stand out. I'm gonna use it on my highlight, on my nose, make my inner eye corner pop out. I go into my eyes, make those really pop. Brings out the color in my eyes. See, before, after. Before and the after. Not done yet. I'm gonna go into VSCO Cam. Now, VSCO Cam is super duper cool. You can do a lot with it. As you can see, I have a lot of pictures that I've edited. So I'm gonna press new image to edit my image. And I'm going to import that, and I'm going to press this and start editing. So I prefer not to use ready-made filters. I like to create my own ambiance and, you know, edit my pictures the way I want. First thing I always do is lower my exposure a little. I'm going to go into saturation. I like to look a little more tan. Flash can take that away from you, so tap it to see before, after. Add some color back to my skin. Already looks way better. And I like to go into temperature. I like to, depending on how I'm feeling, make my picture look more saturated or more cool toned. Today I'm gonna make it more cool toned, just a little bit. Then I like to go into skin tone and kind of up my skin tone. This kind of just brings out your inner skin tone and really makes it pop out in the picture. I'm gonna go back to saturation. Oh, you don't want to be too orange because I've done that before. I'm gonna go into grain, and I like my pictures to look a little grainy, a little old. And I'm going to up the grain. Depending on how I'm feeling, I'll up it even more. So this is the most grain. This is the least amount of grain. I'm gonna do like 5.0. So this is pretty much all I do for my pictures. As you can see, I've completely transformed this picture just using 2 simple apps, and I can post my picture whenever I want. And VSCO Cam actually saves all your pictures there too. So yeah, this is my super simple way of catfishing y'all every day. Y'all don't even know what I look like half the time. Just kidding, but seriously, this is how I catfish you guys like all the time. And I really hope my tips and tricks helped you. Let me know if you want me to do another video like this, maybe going more in depth on how I take my pictures. This is pretty much how I edit every picture that I take, whether it's a body photo or a selfie. This is my go-to routine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys use to edit your pictures down below. I'd love to know. Don't forget to like this video on your way out if you liked it. It really helps my channel out. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate you guys. Hope everyone's having an amazing day, an amazing week. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video.